the best month that there has ever been. Look at this. We got pumpkins. Christian was just giving us blumpkins. It was a good time.
Hello, everyone.
That's what his mouth looked like after.
We got something else besides pumpkins.
Exactly.
What?
We got more than pumpkins, though.
Oh, that's right.
We're gonna get to that, but first we got before we get into what we're gonna get into, just because we said we were gonna keep you guys updated. There's more to that story developing with the serial killer that's in our area. So we took another clip from the news just recently, and we're gonna show you guys. So.
Hey.
Diane, it's great to see those astronaut spirits still up, still having a great time up there. I had no idea you could boof in space. Now, as I mentioned last week, we'll be following this murder case very closely. An execution date has been set just moments ago. An esteemed judge, Judge Damian Porter, has sentenced this monster to death on All Hallows Eve. A fitting end to a monster who will end up vanquished on Halloween night, allowing us all to rest easy. Now 109 confirmed murders and 150 cases of desecration. We look forward to seeing this story's conclusion. I'm Ryan McKnight, EMTY, W News.
Yeah, that's wild. God damn.
Yeah, so we know the sentence date and everything, and
Why Halloween, though?
Isn't it a little weird that it's happening on Halloween?
Did you say Halloween?
Stop criticizing me. Isn't it a little weird that fucking criticize me a little? I deserve that. No, I said criticize.
You're criticizing me.
I deserve that. No, it's good that we keep updates on this, though, because it is very interesting. And like I said in the last podcast, it is like, I don't want to say close to home exactly, but it is in the country we live in. And
it's an insane story that's happening like pretty much in our backyard. You know what I mean? Like it could have been us one of these days, because like there has been murders in the area. Bring it with you.
Speaking of fries, we have our childhood dream.
He's moving so slow.
The delicious,
amazing
Krabby Patty.
Oh, that's right.
And is anybody else a little pissed because we did not get the cool packaging?
Yeah, I know.
No,
it's
we didn't.
It's supposed to come in a box.
So we got these from Wendy's after a certain movie that we all watched. These are Krabby Patties that Wendy is doing a special on. They don't have the special packaging.
It actually looks good, though.
Yeah? Let's bust out these patties and take a look.
It's a Wendy's burger. Okay, but we got gypped, though. Wait, what?
What?
Pickles.
I love that the Krabby Patty is just the most basic-ass hamburger. Here we go.
Oh, is there no onions?
Look at this.
No, I know there's no onions.
Look at this is the Krabby Patty for all you visual watchers out there.
Oh, it's all gross. We show
Yeah, you know what? I'm not. Is there lettuce?
You know what's funny? We actually got gypped. This isn't the real Krabby Patty.
Oh, no?
Because the Krabby Patty has onions.
Yeah, and the one we went to didn't have onions on it.
You know what? Odd. Why would they miss a very crucial ingredient?
Well, they just said they were out due to.
They said that?
It said on the ordering screen. They had a piece of paper that said we're like, due to high demand, we're out of onions.
Goddamn.
Oh, right. I saw that.
I guess so. So let's all take a big deep bite.
Okay,
into the Krabby Patty.
Everybody, look at somebody else while you're eating it.
Yeah, don't break eye contact.
Yeah, look at me, Brandon. Watch.
No.
Wow.
My first one. After all these years. Wow. There's an Emmy burger. Wow.
I've never had the Wendy's burger.
Well,
No,
I just
they're
bit into
good.
cheese.
Well, it tastes like a Wendy's burger. That's for sure. It's good because a Wendy's burger is good. But yeah, there's a sauce on there. Okay, I'm going in for my second bite. Now I got to look at Forrest. Remain eye contact with me.
Forrest is doing the deed.
Mm. Oh, look at that juicy bite. So yeah, it appears to be Thousand Islands dressing.
Kind of want to, yeah.
Forrest, I kind of want to finish this whole thing. Okay, I got one more bite. Your turn. Watch. Look at me.
I think it is
Look at
Thousand
me.
Island dressing.
Just fucking look.
As you mentioned, previous podcast,
Whoa,
Wendy's burger is square, and Krabby Patties are circular.
Yes, they are. That is Thousand Islands. Ooh, but it's a little bit spicier.
Spicy, you
Man,
say?
we got something else.
Get in the middle. Holy fuck! Right after that, he's spicy.
Spicy, you
Go
say?
bite right in the middle. You'll get the spice. Yeah, I like it as spice. Holy fuck! I thought I felt something drip on my shirt. There's new clothes on. I was fucking freaked.
And we have one more thing to try.
That's very true. So first off, ratings on the patty. Good patty.
Well, if I'm rating it upon like something that's supposed to be a huge event, it's a 7. It's a Wendy's burger. It's good, but at the end of the day, it's a Wendy's burger with Thousand Islands dressing. And I wish that they would have went better on the presentation. Maybe a thicker cut tomato. Maybe like that red onion that's really on there, like we didn't have. And also make the patty circular because that's the Krabby Patty.
Yeah, but I think that when it comes to like, 'cause you go to like Universal and all that, and you get the foods that they have there.
Oh yeah.
And I'm shocked by like every fucking meal they bring out looks like so fucking perfect.
Looks really good, yeah.
And it's just like, wow, literally the picture you see, it's what you're getting. This is a fast food restaurant, so I kind of get it. Well, you're not going to get that, but
we're like the thousands patty that they had to make that day, right?
So one more thing we'll try is
The pineapple something pineapple under the sea frosty. Now Brandon is a piece of shit, and he didn't know that this was. He was unknowing piece of shit because he didn't know that this was a special item. This is supposed to be a part of SpongeBob's house. So
I only had a little bit. Not big deal.
fuck, you drank a quarter of it.
No.
And also they're melted. And Brandon thought it was they all thought it I guess they've never had a Frosty before. They thought it was a drink.
I didn't know
ice cream.
I thought it was a pineapple smoothie. So I got a large.
Oh, watch out. Okay, ready?
Oh, I think it's lit off here.
What? It's melted enough. I'm going to drink it.
Well, you know, you already took a sip.
No, not in this world.
Stop calling the podcast like different worlds. Mini Minds is a different world. Okay, go.
Yeah.
I have never
You know
tasted
what?
it before. Holy shit.
That's good.
That's a good to drink.
Holy fuck, Mario.
That's a good to drink.
And that's a good woohoo.
Really good. This is from the episode where he loses his house. We're drinking it.
We're drinking the house.
It's the pineapple of SpongeBob.
This should be a mainstay on the menu, honestly. This is fucking
This
amazing.
is really good.
But does
Fucking
our
pineapple.
burger look like that? I don't
Yeah,
think
I know.
so.
What? Oh,
That good. I got a flat burger. Problem there.
I wish that this was like a smoothie.
Oh, but there's more pineapple on the bottom. Stir it.
That's where the syrup is.
Stir the shit out of it. Oh! Now there's something I wanted to try because there's something that's always been going on in SpongeBob. And that's that there was once a Krabby Patty that had jellyfish jelly. So I don't know how to milk a jellyfish's penis. So I just got some Smuckers here and I'm going to apply it firmly but gently on the burger. This is strawberry jam. We picked that because it was the only one in Forrest's fridge. There wasn't really much else to go upon that. That's a nice heaping slab of jelly right there.
I think I have another kind of berry jam. Honestly, no one here eats jam or peanut butter or anything. Kind of sad.
Yeah.
My kids hate it.
Yeah, you're...
kids don't know.
No, actually, my youngest will eat it, but my oldest grew up first couple years of her life eating vegan food. I think it messed up her taste buds.
Okay. Here we
All
go.
right, it's going to be interesting. Jellyfish. Krabby Patty.
Oh, wait.
We'll
Jelly
show the
patty.
camera.
There it is.
That's a Krabby Patty
Or watch your shirt.
with jellyfish jelly.
Man,
It's not bad.
not bad. Not bad, he says.
Everybody,
Oh,
don't be
it's like-
lame. Bite that corner there. It's not bad.
yeah.
You want to try it?
Tastes pretty good. It's the same thing of having like I don't know.
I think it's on. Like you can bite wherever.
It's like having my Rambo sandwiches.
It tastes pretty good.
Yeah, it's odd. You get like the spicy sweet, which is kind of nice actually. We enjoyed it. I know Christian won't want to take a bite.
No. They also offered Krabby Patties that were like blue buns.
Where?
I don't know about here, but they offered him. Probably American. Medic.
We keep getting gypped here, you
I
know?
know,
Like,
all the
we got
time.
no packaging. We got fucking...
There was an episode where they colorized some stuff.
Oh,
No.
yeah. Holy,
I was thinking of a 5 or 6, but the burger, you can notice the taste a bit. It's a good burger, and I think the pineapple
Is
froth or whatever is good.
good.
I'm going to rate it, honestly, I'm going to lower it down to a 6. Just because I really think they could have put way more effort into this.
Yes.
We really could have.
Our specific prepared burgers were not the best burger ever.
But I
Also, Mr. Krabs has a monopoly, and that's why he is so successful.
I've seen a lot of people complaining about like posting pictures of their burgers, like what the fuck, this is like normal wrapping and all that. So I'm like, yeah, they could have.
Yeah, it's all about presentation.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
that was around everywhere, like holy fuck.
You gotta add stuff to it. Make the packaging so spongible on it.
Exactly.
Like, can you imagine if they made it the packaging look like his house? That's how you fucking get people. Make a pineapple house, you open it up,
Have
all the food's in there.
Have Plankton smiling. on it.
Oh, yeah,
Or-
like you know what? Inside the wrapper, put plankton.
You put it in a paper fucking crusty crab. That would make sense. Like, it looks like you hold it like a toolbox and you open it up and it's like a fucking paper
Yeah,
crust.
exactly.
This is how you make money. You know, I know they're probably making a fuck ton of money off this
And a
shit.
Happy Meal.
M thing, as like McDonald's, for them, it's right there. They could easily do it for a Happy Meal. Just design it like the thing, and there you go.
I know.
But yeah.
Wendy's, I expected more from you. You guys make quality food with quality ingredients, never frozen, always fresh patties, but your packaging sucks. And where the fuck is Wendy? What do you do with her?
You sure thought we're fucking Plankton or something.
Wednesday, not Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, it's Wednesday or Adam's Family, whatever it is. They have the purple burgers. I don't think that's here
what
though.
I saw. Yes.
I think that's with Burger King.
Yeah, Burger King does shit around. I remember they had the Scary Whopper, I think it was called, and the bun was orange and it had black sesame seeds.
When I think of the Krabby Patty, I think of Burger King more than Wendy's. I think they should have went with Burger King. It would be much easier to make a general Whopper look like Krabby Patty versus this squash piece of shit.
They would have to make it a lot smaller, though. Whoppers are fucking like
Yeah, they'd be good.
pancakes.
I believe in them.
I believe in them. I think the place that could make, honestly, you know what? One day we're going to make Krabby Patties.
We can make them amazing. What about these patties? When it was made out of chalk, that one episode.
Wait, that's chalk?
No. This is when they sell the
I
restaurant.
think
That's
and
the
then-
Mega My Seed.
No, isn't that?
yeah, basically, like
the episode.
the joke is that it's mass produced and there's nothing about it. It's just like goop.
Okay. Yeah, that's
like,
the
spray paint.
you know the Mega My Seed? Resident Evil 8, the mold. Yeah.
Big
Okay. So
So I think that this could be available in Canada, but not till like next week.
fungus. Okay.
The purple Burger King burger
okay.
for the
We're gonna get that
Adam's
too?
Family. I'll have to see.
We're really
what's
gaining weight over here on the Empty Minds podcast.
supposed to be
That's right.
sober October.
We just went to the movie theater. We had snacks, and now we're fucking eating Wendy. Holy fuck, that's what came out.
You know what? The regular popcorn, best popcorn to get. The small, I just felt like a bitch eating a small popcorn. Large is just too much, but regular, perfect.
See, I'm very generous because I know I don't eat all of a large popcorn, and then I give the rest to my mom because she loves the movie theater popcorn, but she doesn't go to the movies, so I make sure to always get her popcorn because I'm a really good person and you're not.
Exactly.
So yeah, we just speaking of the movie theater, an actual segue. It happened. We actually did one that it's not just bringing up some random fucking topic.
Speaking of the popcorn that we've been talking about,
We watched a movie,
spooky movie.
Terrifier 3.
which, if anybody goes to these movies and they're like, "Oh, it's not scary," there's creepy moments for sure. Was I scared? No, but you're missing the thing. It's a slasher movie. Those are very different. Slasher movies were always meant to be like high energy, fun, like crazy shit. Like watch all the movies in the slasher genre. They're not like The Exorcist. They're not. That's not what you're there for.
Mm-hmm.
Like Scream, for instance, Ghostface. Like, what's your favorite scary movie? It's like, that's not scary. That's more like interesting to watch. It's funny.
Yeah, and like Nightmare on
That's why
Elm
there's a
Street.
comedy on it.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. Like, there's a lot of comedy in these movies. There's a lot of deaths. There's a lot of gore. There's cool villains. You know, like, and one of the biggest things in slasher movies is that in horror movies, the main cast are the stars. In slashers, the slasher is the star.
Yeah.
He's the main show.
We watch Halloween for Michael Myers.
Exactly. You watch. Yeah. Nobody like.
You know,
That's why I like Halloween Kills and everyone hates it.
I love
Halloween Kills. I'm like, it's the best Michael Myers movie. Like, just from his point of view, everyone else can be fucking stupid and whatever, but from his point of view, he's fucking badass and just so many kills in that movie.
He's the most badass one. I mean, I think he's the most badass in that movie. In all of them.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because, yeah, Halloween Kills. I always said the first movie was Laurie's movie. The second movie was all Michael. The only bad thing about that movie is, as we've discussed, is Evil dies tonight a million times.
Oh yeah. And how they, like, the guy that they got that they thought was Michael Myers was like 3 foot tall, walking around. Looks like Danny DeVito. They're like, Michael.
Well, actually, the worst part is the fact that the guy who sang "Evil Dies Tonight" is Tommy from fucking.
I know, and why is he like a nut job now?
Yeah, and the sad part was that was a good actor.
Yeah,
that was Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah,
like he's been in so much shit. You watched The Breakfast Club?
Yeah,
he's the nerd, Brian.
Yeah.
I watched that.
It's been 40 years. The guy's been locked up the entire time. Evil dies tonight. No longer are we going to be haunted. It's like nobody even remembers. Like, if
they explain his motivations a bit more, it would probably make it more sense. But that's also a stupid line to say, though.
It'd probably make it more sense.
But, yeah, I did say that. I didn't catch that. Yeah, but Terrifier is a good movie, though. Terrifier 3.
Yeah, we're gonna break it down. This is always, as always, spoiler review. We're grabbing the nuts. We're telling you the spoilers. You know, we got you here. So here we go. Terrifier, spoiler-filled review, which means we're gonna progress through the story with you. We're gonna let you know what happened and what we liked. So
I was gonna say, should we talk about it from beginning to end, or should we just sort of go overall thoughts and talk about moments?
I think we should go timeline, just because people get confused and then we miss stuff. Because if we go in the timeline, we don't miss.
Because I have a lot of criticisms, a lot of thoughts. So I'm like,
so yeah, you can get there when we reach them. But
I would recommend you guys go out and watch it. If you're very squeamish, you might not last the movie. A lot of people left our theater when we were watching it.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, Terrifier. So we're gonna start. So this continued directly after the second one. Mm-hmm. In the second one, it ended with that girl Victoria. If you know from the first one, she was the one who got her face all fucked up. She gave birth to Art's head. Christmas themed. We see a nice family. Girl's scared. Mom gets out of bed to help her. Dad's tired. We see that there's also a little boy in the house. And now the door's open.
Yeah, that whole sequence, I think I was kind of laughing to cope with like what I was hoping wasn't going to happen, because I mean, me and Brian were laughing. We couldn't stop laughing. So I was just like, she's like Santa, and I was like, oh, fucked up. Like, he's gonna fucking kill you. And I don't know why I was laughing. I think I was just trying to cope with the fact that I'm like, I don't want her to die, because she looks a lot like my youngest daughter. So I kept thinking like she's like a year or two older. So I was just like, fuck, like it just got too relatable.
You gotta leave those thoughts at home, man. No bringing the kids to the theater here in your mind.
I can't. Like I was. That's why I was laughing. Then it was whatever. But once it gets to the point where like after all the kills, you see her hiding. That's where, and they left it there. I was like, thank fucking God, because I think if they actually killed her and they showed that, I would have been like done with the movie. Like, oh, I'm done.
Well, yeah, obviously you don't care about little boys though. But yeah, so he walks. So then you see him in the house. He's dressed as Santa Claus. He's traipsing around, and then he pulls out his axe, and the little girl sees this. She's like, Santa's got an axe. Santa's in town. Santa kills, Santa slays, Santa's here on Christmas Day. So yeah, he goes upstairs, and what does he do, Brandon?
He killed the little boy first, I think.
Yes. So you don't see it, but all you hear is just like this axe just bearing down on this kid. Just like 15 hits easily, 15 swings of this axe. And you hear like slight whimpers, I believe. Slight whimpers from the kid, because I guess that first axe hit took him the fuck out.
I think the way they handled all the kills when it came to that was actually pretty well done, because you didn't see anything.
Yes,
The whole
they
entire
handle
movie.
child death very appropriately. No, it's like because they obviously.
I know, it's just a weird thing to say.
Oh,
I'm not. I just mean in general.
So they do die, and you do see like limbs at some point in the movie. But you never see him actually swing an axe at a kid, right? They're not gonna like give you the Saw treatment for someone like that, and I think that's very tasteful. That's the way you do it. If I don't know, I hope we as a society never reach a point where we're like just chopping up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
in
think
movies, I don't know.
that whole
that would be
opening-
like, ooh, it's a little much for me.
the opening sequence, I think, was really well done. I think that it was comedic, it was horrifying.
It's like Violent Night.
I feel like this
Well,
this desensitizes me to like other horror movies, like Conjuring, The Nun. Who cares? I could punch the nun. Terror. This guy is something else.
that was almost my costume.
Yeah, with this movie. Well, I don't know. The Conjuring is different. It plays with atmosphere a lot. This is so in your face. This
This has a big balance of. Oh yeah, like I was saying on a car ride home, it doesn't want to have you leave the theater feeling bad. That's why for every single horrific scene, Art the Clown is going to laugh. There's always a comedic element to it. He's making funny faces, so it's like it allows you as an audience to like laugh with him at what's happening.
Whatever.
It pulls you outside the movie so you can laugh at it, kind of deal.
There'll be a kill scene, then it cuts to like, I don't know, they're shopping at the mall.
Yeah, because a lot of people would be like, a lot of people would look at this and just be like, this is a gore fest. But it's not. There's a lot of entertainment in this movie. There's a lot of funny things that happen. Like the audience in the theater was laughing. There was so many different emotions. There was a lot of like, oh, but there was also like a lot of, because like the deaths. There was also a lot of like laughter. There was also some, oh shit, because it's like, things that were happening. We're gonna get to all that because there's a lot that
one scene in
happened.
particular we get to is everybody in theater was making noise.
It was awesome. It was actually a good theater experience. We had a good group. We had a good group of people in there. So then Art moves upstairs and there's the mom and the dad sleeping, and he just starts axing the shit out of the dad. And you just like, you don't see it, but you just hear like. Well, I think you see him swinging the axe in the background, and then the girl's just sleeping. Honestly, though, how the fuck didn't she wake up after the first swing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was laughing at that. I was like, what the fuck?
I
How
love
are you
that Art
slipping through that?
Tried to get through the chimney. He was on the roof, but he couldn't find an entrance. There's no chimney probably, so he went through the front door.
Yeah.
Because weren't they talking earlier on? They were talking about there's somebody on the roof. Art, I just imagine Art up there like, what the fuck?
Fascination with Santa Claus. This man, big fascination.
Oh yeah.
I guess we're not there yet.
I don't know if I can ask this now because I'm wondering when this scene in particular takes place. Is it after the movie or before the end of the movie?
It'd be before.
Before, because it's
Before the movie.
because they confused me by saying it was this happens 5 years later, and then there was a time skip forward again. So I'm just
I think it would be right after the bar scene that happened.
okay. All right.
Yeah, it's right after the bar scene, maybe after the
You know what? Okay.
the college dorm room scene or whatever that area is. Somewhere around there.
I think it would be after the bar scene. Just makes the most sense because after the college thing, where then he was in the main character's house. But yeah, so then the mom wakes up, screams in horror of her husband being axed, and Art's just like fucking dying laughing at her.
Oh yeah.
Chases her, and he murders her better than he's murdered a lot of people. There was a lot of time taken. There was a lot of limbs being ripped off. There was a lot of axes being done in the head. And then we see, well, the mom actually runs out of the bedroom first, sees her dead son, and he's just chopped up every part. Head's gone, legs are gone, arms are gone. Room's a bloody fucking mess. And then she gets killed, and then how does it end, guys?
He eats cookies and milk.
Yes, he
And
does.
He does the dishes.
That's right. That's the little funny things in there. He's like dancing around. He's doing the dishes. He's fucking, he's eating the cookies, but it ends with the cupboard.
Yeah. Well, that was after he does the dishes or whatever he's doing. I think he just, because that's right. Because then he's about to leave. And then he hears a door open from the cupboard, opens it up, and then the little girl from the beginning's there.
And he's just looking at her, smiling, fades to black. Pretty sure she's dead. She's dead.
Yeah.
He killed her because later on you see he doesn't care about gender of anybody. He doesn't care about age. He just murders. So then we meet.
Well, I will say, I don't know if someone walked out of the theater because of that opening scene, very confused.
I don't think most people have seen the things we've seen.
It has to be that. I was like, honestly, I'm like, what kill? Okay, there's one kill in this movie that, I mean, I wouldn't have thrown up, but if people left because of that, I get it. But
see, I think tone matters a lot, and that's why I'm thinking that even this, because I feel like the second movie took itself like a slightly more seriously, like, and then it's kind of like a scale going up, right? And I think the more serious a movie is, the more I'm inside the world of the movie, and I feel the shit happening to the people. For this one, I really kept myself distant, and not as effective.
Damn, you're
still
really
enjoyable.
empathetic.
Oh yeah, for sure. When I watch movies, I'm in it. I try to get invested into them. But with this one, I don't know. When it's kind of like there's a big juggle between horrific and then art laughing that I think is interesting.
So after this whole sequence plays out, then we get a flashback of when he's born, basically, or reborn.
So we got baby Art.
We get the continuation right after the second movie.
Chris Jericho coming
Chris
back.
Jericho's back.
Fucking death scene was incredible. Holy shit. Like, honestly, like, I was probably a part of why he wanted to do it. He's like, yeah, well, you got to make me die fucking horrifically.
I love his punches. Like,
yeah, he actually tried to punch Vicky.
And then we meet Vicky, Victoria. She's the one from the first movie who got her face all fucked up, and she acted her ass off in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like this guy, Damien Leon,
yeah.
I will say he has hired some like low, like they'd be considered like C grade, B grade actors, but that's not based upon their acting ability, but just the movies that they would be cast in. But getting the guy who played Art and the girl who played Victoria, he lucked out big time because they are fucking amazing.
So in this entire movie, we discovered that Art has a new sidekick, pretty much. Partner in crime, Victoria from the first movie.
And they don't show that in the trailers. Like, I did not expect her to be such a big part of the movie.
I wonder, like, how can you advertise this movie without? I don't know if are you allowed to show her.
Yeah, that's probably why her face is too fucked up.
Also, like Brandon and I were saying that her performance is just like a monster in a video game we played called Devour, or like a very scary monster. Look up the pig thing.
Oh yeah,
yes, right here. I'm wearing the shirt. It might be reversed for you guys. I don't know. Well, yes.
Yeah, no, that
good design.
It's because it's like that octave on her voice or whatever.
I'm sorry. I read your shirt and then I read his and then Devour Grease. So Victoria, I think her name is Victoria Newman. Maybe?
Sounds like the boys.
But yeah, so what happened was Art's head got chopped off, and then they were like, we can't find it. And then we see Art's body murder a cop. So where the body was left, it murders a cop, and then it's looking for his body, a la like Frankenstein or some shit. And then she's there, and she has this umbilical cord, and they're both like eating this nurse on the ground. And then she says, like, help me. And then she starts saying, help me. There's something really weird because we get into this movie where there's demons.
Yeah. So demons are possessing people in this movie. And I think that's what's going on in this particular scene is the original Victoria, or I don't know if that's the actress name or the character's name, but she's still there, but she's possessed by a demon. That's a demon form of herself. And I think that can only happen and established at the ending of this movie when the person being possessed has no hope whatsoever. All things are lost. But we can get into that once that happens at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and I think that didn't they say like they need to be attached to like a serial killer or something?
There was a mention of that, which because then it cut a hard cut to Art the Clown. So I'm thinking, okay, was that the clown of a serial killer wearing a clown? What the fuck am I saying?
Holy fuck.
Serial. I can't even say cereal, right? Wearing a clown costume. Was that his original form? Maybe not, because she gave birth to his exact like makeup and all that shit.
Yeah,
So
he's definitely otherworldly.
I think he's like a proper, higher tier demon. While Vicky, what was his name?
Vicky seems to be a more powerful demon, or whoever was communicating through her seemed to be more powerful demon. But
I've made they could be on the same tier, honestly. I like when I was watching this movie with those two monsters, the two main leads, I kept thinking about like, this is like what would happen if at the end of The Exorcist, the priest never fell out the window and he would just be out there doing this shit.
Yeah.
Demon.
well, I really liked a lot of the scenes with Vicky and Art, just like just outside or whenever. I think it was in the beginning when they ran to the original, or not the original, but an Art the Clown, whatever guy. And he was just like the way they communicate, the way they smile and they look at each other. That part, like they still do that really well, where it's creepy as fuck. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
They're
I had a
fucked.
thought that it was like they were like the Bonnie and Clyde of like slashers.
Yeah,
They made a Bonnie and Clyde version of slashers. They're just like outlaws, fucking going around murdering people. It was a cool dynamic to see her, who was so talkative, and she was her. Oh yeah. So then she's like eating. They kill Chris Jericho. Very like split his head, like rip his face. It was crazy shit. But so then they escape, and then we meet. We go to the present day and meet the main characters.
Well, first they go in a house and they just like sleep for 5 years, which is fucking
Oh
weird.
yeah, that I have no idea what that was.
I guess recharging his battery, healing from the angel sword kind of deal.
Well, what I think it was, honestly, was that they were waiting. Because
Yeah.
I think Sienna got out of the psychiatric hospital the same time that they left.
Coincidentally, they were awoken by those Chris Jericho and his friend. So if that didn't happen,
no.
no, Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho was the nurse.
Oh yeah, I got no idea. I was like, who the fuck's Chris Jericho? We keep mentioning him.
I think
The
one of those
wrestler, I
guys
guess?
was Maurice Jackson was one of them.
Yeah. Well, okay, so yeah, they go into this house and she like slits her fucking wrists all the way up to the fucking
I thought
shoulder.
that was like, okay, that's the ending of Vicky, and we're not going to see her anymore. But no, she just does that for fun.
shits and gigs. And then
I
she
mean,
just,
as we see, she's kind of fucked. And like this is a very sadistic demon.
I'll
She
paint
just
you
cut
the
herself
picture.
alive.
She sits in this bathtub, slits her wrists like up to her shoulders, and sits there. And then like the bathtub fills up and everything just becomes black and she just lays there. Art goes upstairs and sits in a rocking chair and just stays there, and he's covered in cobwebs. And then it's like 5 years later. Now, there is somebody that I want to say. Do you remember Scary Movie?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the guy in Scary Movie who like lives really close to the school? He was like one of the killers. It turns out he's one of the killers. He's with Ray, and him and Ray are fucking.
Oh wait, who is that? That sounds familiar. Shit.
Yeah, and he's like, and me and Ray were lovers.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
There's a killer in Scary Movie. One's a white guy, one's a black guy.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking
It's the
about.
white guy.
Yeah.
That was the guy who went and found Art. Just old as fuck.
Really?
Yeah. And
Weird.
big. He was also in a movie we just recently watched, House of Wax. But yeah, so then I don't know what caused it, but just for some reason, like it was like they were just waiting for somebody to come find him. It's like they were just trying to fucking prank people.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. It's just like, when somebody gets here, man, we're gonna get him.
I don't understand that one guy that went to the basement and found Vicky in the tub. Why would he approach with the camera and go like, oh my God, like take a photo real close? when I saw, if I turned a corner and saw that, I'd be like, okay, I'm going upstairs. I'm leaving. Like, in fact, I'd leave outside and then I would call the other guy that's inside and go like, you got to get out of there. That's what I would do realistically. I'm not gonna.
Go upstairs to the other corner.
As I said, I don't know how I react because, like I said, I am one of the people that go outside when I hear a noise. Hello? So I'm not sure. I feel like maybe I
Also,
die.
the guy in the attic saw a creepy clown kind of like, and then he approaches it and looks at it. And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
No, that's funny because that's exactly how I would handle that. If I saw that, I'd be like, what the fuck? And then immediately I'm like, I'm not fucking standing here. I'm going to run up to him and be like, move him. Be like, hey, are you okay? I have to like go up right up to it.
What if it was
But,
a
like,
creepy
fucking-
house that was supposed to be abandoned though, and there's a creepy clown in the attic?
Well, he wasn't rocking. He was
Oh,
still.
he was going wild.
He wasn't. He was still.
Depends. If I was, like if I was outside the house and I saw that, then yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of there. I'm just going to leave.
I like the idea that if they looked up, they could have seen Art in the window just looking down.
Yeah, I don't know. Because the cobwebs would throw me off. He was covered in cobwebs. I'd be like, this thing hasn't moved in forever.
Yeah, he kept saying like, that's not real. That's not like, obviously it's not real if there's cobwebs. You know what I mean?
Yes. So then he wakes up, kills these two guys. Now Art's on the loose.
Well, maybe we,
There's a
I don't know if we
very-
can talk about that.
there's a
scene,
very
but
particular, rather explicit scene that happens with Vicky.
Vicky gets
and a
off
knife.
on one of these kills.
Oh, yeah.
It
So
reminded me
did
of
Brandon.
it's very berserk.
Yeah, so what happened, we will tell you. So Art is killing somebody, and this was probably a little bit inspired from The Exorcist.
Yes, yeah.
So what happens is
Art does piss himself.
is murdering this guy, and Vicky loves it. So she grabs a piece of glass and pleasures herself with the piece of glass. That's the most censored way I could say it. So yeah, and to completion, I think that
But
was
we don't need to debate that. we don't. What do you guys think?
Oh man.
But yeah,
Leave your opinions in the comments below.
for those of you that
I know that scene. After I saw that, I was like, okay, this movie's gonna fucking crank it up to 11. Like, holy fuck.
I want to say that's the cinematography on the shot. The first shot of her like in the tub but far away. It's like an L shape. Everything's darkness. Amazing.
I know. I was like, that's like an old Polaroid.
Yeah, we're all having strokes today. But no, it was amazing. Design in this movie is amazing. Sound design's incredible too.
Yes.
It creates a perfect like tone.
I really enjoyed that there was different feels for each movie. Honestly, the first one was a lot more gritty and it was like grindhouse style. The second one was a little bit more polished but aired more on horror. And this one was like an amalgamation, and it was like movie went to be entertaining.
This one reeled it back on the mythos side of things. Like the angel, they still mention it, but like she doesn't get in costume anymore, right? Like, Art is still very much a mystery. Who, like, what this guy is? What is like? Is he a serial killer that's possessed, or is he this is actually his demonic form?
See, I feel like
kind of deal.
we'll get to that point, but
I'm wondering if it's like something like her dad created Art, because his name is Art.
There is that scene where that guy's like hammering, and the she getting whipped by like an angel, kind of, or like a statue. Very cool. I don't know when that scene takes place, but we can maybe get to it at some point.
Yeah, because what I'm figuring is that the dad was Drew. He made Art.
Mhm.
And then there's something to do with him and the clown. And the clown's name is Art.
yeah.
That's true. Like artist art. Yeah, so maybe there's a connection there.
So I'm like, maybe he like drew it and like Art came to life. And that's why his name is Art, because he's actually a
like
piece
that
of
was
art.
a way of the
Because
demon entering
I
the
think her
world.
dad's still alive. I don't know why. I just feel like
Do you
he's-
think Gabby will find? Oh, we'll get.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the scene with the abandoned house. Those two die. Art and Vicky are on the loose, and there's like a hard cut to some. I don't know. Like I guess
Now we're meeting Sienna.
Oh yeah, she's getting picked up from the insane asylum by her uncle, I think.
Yeah, this part we can pretty much skim through.
For the past 5 years, Vicky, Sienna,
Sienna.
was in basically an insane asylum. Well, that's a hard way of putting it. It's like a mental wellness center. Try to get better. She's being released, I guess, I don't know,
Sure.
she's okay, or she's
Her aunts.
seemingly better okay. She's going out to her like family for Christmas dinner,
Aunt Jess.
and her auntie and uncle, and then there's like a car ride, and then they're at their place, and what happens after that? Then there's like a big like, oh, it's been so long since I've seen you, and like there's I'm bad at the character names.
And then we meet Gabby, which is
Gabby,
a little girl,
yes.
and they have a bond. But Gabby's like very curious, and she's trying to learn a lot about Sienna's life, and Sienna's trying to keep it to herself.
Yes.
Which I had a little interaction kind of with Gabby, the character who plays Gabby, the actress, her mom. It's kind of cool because the actress who plays Gabby. She was on Fear the Walking Dead. She plays Troy's daughter. And yeah, after the show, 'cause she was a really fucking great, like season 8, Fear the Walking Dead sucks. Holy fuck, is it horrible?
Yeah.
She was really great. Like as an actress, I was like, holy fuck, like she's professional here, better than some of the adult actors. And so I was talking about that in my video, and her mom actually clipped, I guess, a part of my video and shared it. And she was like, oh, thank you, this and that. Because obviously you're not gonna let your kid have an Instagram or anything. So yeah, when I saw her, I was like, oh fuck, she's from Fear the Walking Dead.
That's really cool, actually. I never heard the full story.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
So then we meet Gabby. Holy fuck! No, I'm not going back to there.
We learned that
Just repeat it all.
she's been keeping a journal, a diary of her experiences from the second movie, rather. She doesn't want Gabby to be reading this journal, so she tries to hide it. See how long that lasts. And like, okay, is this where the dinner scene happens?
Yes, I wanted to mention that I really enjoyed the way that they depicted trauma in this movie.
Oh yeah.
It was very well done to the point where it's like she's trying to keep it together, but her mind isn't right. I really like this a lot better than H2. Like the way Rob Zombie dealt with trauma was so fucking weird.
With the weird like unicorn and
this was really well done.
Jamie Lee Curtis fucking grabbing her wine.
yeah. So the dinner scene, that was, I will say that particular scene where the character from the second movie shows up. I feel like that's the one scene that didn't work totally for me until the very end of that scene where she really starts screaming. So because initially I was like, this is a little, I don't know if maybe you can pull it off, but wondering what other people think about that. And I was, well, yeah. So basically they're having dinner and a regular family. You can see that Sienna's like trying to keep it together. And then she starts hearing somebody talking right beside Gabby. And it's the person that died in the second movie. She's full of blood. She looks like how she looked when she died there. And she's saying, pass the rice or something. You got me killed. Least you could do is pass the rice. And she's screaming that eventually while Sienna's trying to ignore this. And
just takes off.
Very reminiscent of Pet Sematary with Pascal for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
But or Zelda in that movie, just like somebody who just haunts you. I really enjoyed the pass the rice scene. I honestly think it was one of the more unsettling scenes in the movie at the end. Like the way she was screaming and everybody else is just like silent, but it's like her dealing with this inner trauma right at the table, and it builds a lot of tension. I like that scene a lot. I think it depicts like trauma a lot, that it's like you're sitting there and you're having this nice dinner, but you never know what somebody's dealing with inside. They might be like just having this inner turmoil about passing rice.
Yeah, like you're always haunted by dark thoughts.
Passing rice.
Yeah, in her passing. I hope they don't ask me to pass the rice. It's so far away.
After this scene, I think is the mall scene, right? Santa.
Yes.
Wait, is it the bar scene first? There's a shot of a window at night, and then Art walks by, and then he goes back to the camera, and he's like, oh, because he sees Santa is drinking in the bar, and he's very excited.
He's very enamored by Santa. He's like,
he goes in and
boing for Santa. So he goes in there and he's trying to be cheerful Art. He's trying to be a fucking what am I saying? Who's a people pleaser. He's like trying to do this and be a nice clown. And the guy who's dressed as Santa is like, oh, he's a nice guy. I don't know why I made him Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy every time an angel sings.
Santa's the Santa guy playing Santa there. Oh, I actually believe he's Santa. I was surprised to see him.
He's in the credits.
They have actual Santa in the bar. They have playing Santa. They're just having a drink. There's two other guys there, and Art walks in, very excited, and he's very friendly to Art initially, but eventually Art starts. Well, he pisses on Santa's lap. And
I
yeah,
love
then at that point, he's just like, all right, enough is enough. The bartender jumps over, says, get out of here. So he's pushing Art away. And you can see Art's like, he's making the goofy faces that, I don't know, I should Chris Jericho. Here.
Yeah, he's doing like the smile, you know.
Yeah, he's having a great time.
He's having a great time murdering these people.
And also, what something's mentioned where it's like, yeah, you know, I'm the real Santa because I've got the beard. It's real. If there's fake beards, we're not Santa. And Art takes that to heart.
Yeah.
He
So he pulls out something I never expected him to pull. Never mind. I was surprised. He grabs his bag. Made it worse.
He grabs his bag.
He pulls out a gun and he just blasts the bartender. And honestly, that's a mercy compared to what happened to Santa.
I was
My
hoping
God.
that he was going to pull out a gun because that was one of the big things that shocked me in the first Terrifier.
Yeah, I like
He would
pulled
just
out the
do
gun.
it. Yeah.
He was just like, and for some reason, James Bond like aim.
Yeah.
Like he's always like, but yeah, so he kills these two guys, and then Santa's got to go, and Santa's got to be tortured because Art wants that costume, and he feels like that was his costume the whole time. I'm making this up, by the way. This didn't happen. But yeah, so he constructed a device that looks like a fire extinguisher, except it shits. Oh, no, it doesn't. It shoots out liquid nitrogen.
Yeah. And basically,
shits.
you're getting the kill from Jason X like over and over a couple times.
Yeah.
It's good.
He's applying the device to a localized area, pressing the trigger firmly, and spraying the liquid nitrogen onto the skin. As the skin freezes, it becomes an amalgamation of frost and ice.
It's goddamn right.
And then he takes a hammer.
Yeah, so Santa's tied to a chair at this point. Never mind. He's like, what's he saying? You can keep
He's
the
just
costume.
begging
He's
for
just
his-
kind of saying whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pleading for his life.
I think
like
this is
kids.
one of the gags, the death gags that didn't work at all because the liquid nitrogen was cool, but they kept cutting away from his face. Like they were constantly, like, they would show his face and they would cut away right away. And then when he's in pain, they kept focusing
There
on
was a
Art.
little bit of movie magic for sure.
And I think it's because when you focused on the face too much, it looked way too fake. So I think that's why they kept cutting away right away. That's why I didn't like
But that's a good strategic.
yeah. Like I didn't like the carrot part to it because like it just kind
Yeah,
of
it's a comedy. It's
when he put it
they
in, I
balance
was
it,
just
right?
like, okay, it's like all the way in his face. Like it just kind of seemed like I don't know. That part didn't really work for me in terms of that. But
I liked it. It seemed I like that. It's like there's a lot of horror, there's a lot of gore, but then it's like Art's still Art, and he's got to be like a goof.
his
his own
punctuation
sadistic way.
is like making a smile like that, you know, letting him walking away.
So then Sienna and Jonathan meet, and there is like a little bit of things that doesn't really matter, but it's like there's this girl that has this podcast, and she wants to talk about the murders with the two. And she just ends up pissing off Sienna, and Jonathan, the brother from the first one, they both end up like going through their own like psychotic breaks pretty much. They're
Well,
on medication, they need help.
And because of the setup, we can talk about Jonathan's character arc and why I don't think it's quite finished yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then they do all that. Sienna starts freaking out because what happened was there was a mall time now. Art goes to the mall.
Yep.
And Gabby sees him at the mall, and she's like, she thinks she was, no, not Gabby. Sienna sees him at the mall, and she thinks she's hallucinating, so she just doesn't act on it.
After Art the Clown becomes the Sanimal person.
Yeah.
yeah, that part I was I got spoiled of what happens here. So I already knew what
That's a
happened.
shitty thing to be spoiled. Yeah,
That was the one
it's
thing
not even
I
your
saw.
fault entirely because like he was watching a video and it was in the non-spoiler section.
Yeah, they're like non-spoilers, no spoilers. And he makes a random joke, and I was like, oh, that better not be what I'm thinking it is. So that's why I said yesterday, I was like, oh, I think I got
Should've
spoiled
watched
something.
Nothing, man. Nothing. You
Yeah,
don't
part
have
of
to
it's
see
my
a
fault.
review.
So before the big moment happens, he's handing out toys and immediately in theater, I'm thinking, I'm not grabbing any. I mean, why would I? Oh my God, no.
Well, that's the one thing I've learned. Like everything in his bag is a fucking weapon.
Yeah, like
So,
one of
like,
these
this is not
dolls is
good.
going to be Annabelle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think there's obviously magic to it, but do you think it's like a pit?
Oh, like a bottomless pit. Kind of feels like it sometimes. I feel like maybe it is magic.
I feel like it is magic, and I like that. Like, if you notice, when he became Santa, like when he's normal Art, he carries around a garbage bag. It was still a garbage bag, but it was just red.
Yeah, he like
I love
colored
that.
it red.
Yeah,
It's
no.
pretty good. So he sits down and he's giving out toys to all the kids.
He is the mall Santa. I just want to clarify. I don't know if it was made that clear.
One of the elves notices this and calls the security guard and says, "Hey, that's not our Santa." The security guard goes over there. He's like, "Hey, get the hell out of there." He's pushing Art out. Art's like 50 feet out. He's looking back at where he was sitting and he's kind of like laughing. He's having a good time. And so the kids are like opening up the present. And it turns out, well, they're not, some of them are good. Some of them are very, very bad. And he made something very dangerous in that attic before he left. It was a bomb. It was a fucking bomb.
Yeah, he made a bomb
I never expected it.
that was triggered once the present was opened, and it murdered all the kids in the mall. And it shows the body parts of the kids. It shows
It does,
things
yeah.
burning, and you just hear terrifying screams of the mothers in the background. It was pretty harrowing.
So yeah, very harrowing scene. Everybody, we had a great theater. They were all reacting accordingly to it.
Yeah,
All
like
very shocked.
at this point, it was silence. They were like, oh, like if anything, there was like, oh shit, like it was like
Yeah.
it was like a big boom. It hit the people's hearts. So then this triggers Sienna. She's like, holy fuck, he was there. We got to get Jonathan back here. He's not safe. So Art ends up showing up at Jonathan's college.
Yeah. He's like, he fits right in. It seemed like a cool Christmas party.
And now we're coming up to the craziest death scene in the fucking movie.
Okay, so where the fuck was the party though? We didn't see any party.
Oh yeah, we never saw like the interior of the party.
You see them walking in with these kegs of beer, and that's it. They end up. He walks in. He's in a totally different area. It's a quiet, like nothing's
Actually,
happening.
he didn't kill anybody in the party, did he? He walked
No.
in there. He overheard some people talking about Jonathan, and then I love his reactions during that.
He's like,
Oh yeah, no, she was saying like, I want to know what it's like to stare into Art's eyes and feel true fear and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And Art's like he's loving it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Maybe they planned something and then it didn't go because he entered beta alpha. I don't know what I stands for. No, it was beta delta. And then there was an I. I can't remember what the Greek alphabet for I is.
What's that for?
That's a fraternity. They're all Greek.
Oh,
the Greek alphabet. The frat house is called like beta delta something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he walked in, and then you just see him walk in, and then it cuts to what I believe is a different building. and
Maybe
it's the
something
dorm
was
room.
cut. Yeah, because you'd think they have a scene there, or where Jonathan's at the party, and that is a brutal massacre. Maybe they had to cut that, and instead he's just hearing where Jonathan is. Like he really wants for her to get that interview with Jonathan, just so that he knows where Jonathan is.
yeah. The second I saw them in the shower, I was like, okay, we're gonna get a fucking crazy psycho scene here on steroids. Like,
Yeah, so he ends up following these two that are talking about Jonathan, and they end up classic slasher thing: boning naked, boning hard, boning
I'm
fucking.
confused though, because like if Art wanted her to get the interview to find where Jonathan is, why did he kill them before that happened? Why did he kill them in the? You know what I mean?
I just think he wanted to fuck her. Well, no, I think she was just saying nice things about him.
Okay. Yeah, there's something about that.
yeah, I think he went
Maybe
there,
got
I guess, to see
distracted.
Jonathan then, but he wasn't there. But then he heard all those things, and
Yeah,
then
that's
he wanted
true.
to kill them.
I think he's
Yeah.
just screwing around. This is what he does.
And then these two lovebirds are like leg up in the shower, just going at it. And
Art's yeah.
this was a nice shot too of like the glass door from the shower with all the steam, and you just like see him and the chainsaw walking up. It would look like something that would happen in like American Psycho or GTA.
And he didn't like take his time. He wasn't there trying to like whatever. He just went in there. He just kind of smiled and then just went fucking crazy. Broke that glass door down.
Yeah, when he went after the girl's face with the chainsaw, that was fucked.
I know.
Like,
Yeah,
it
pretty brutal.
was like shaving meat, and like her skin was ripping off, and he cut up her limbs, cut off her stomach, but the guy got the worst of it.
Fucking
I was thinking this was going to happen because of just he was laying there like that, and just the way he was laying.
So what happened was his leg got cut, and it got cut to the bone. He went to go step on it, and his leg folded.
Yeah.
And then, but Art also cut off part of his hand, part of his fingers. So he can't walk. He's crawling on the ground, trying to crawl with his fucked up hands and leg, trying to get away. Then what happened? What does he do?
You see your favorite part, I think.
This part, I was honestly like, I was wondering if it was gonna fucking happen because of the shot. He's crawling away, and then Art had the chainsaw. And he was walking up to him, and I'm like, are they gonna fucking do this? Are they about to do this? And then but they did it in a way where they kind of sliced up his ass, I guess. But it wasn't just like he didn't stick it in there at first. He just kind of sliced. And that was like, because it was so fast, he's screaming all of a sudden, just like quick shot to like, and everyone's like, what the fuck?
Everybody in theaters like, oh.
Yeah, so that was done well.
Yeah.
Like that was like, we were like, oh, is it going to happen? And then it happened.
Yeah.
It was like we had that split thought, like, is it? And then all of a sudden it happened.
Yeah, then afterwards, I'm not getting into that.
Yeah, and then he goes up all the way to the spine, flips him over, and does the same thing to the front.
Which we should mention, I think we kind of mentioned, I don't know if we did. I didn't see it, but apparently, because now we're definitely over the halfway point, but 2 people ran out of the theater in like the first half of the movie, you guys were saying?
Yeah, honestly, I think what they ran out on, I think the beginning was worse. So I'm wondering if they were like, they heard that the beginning was bad and they were like, oh, we just have to get through this. And then they did. And then like the next part happened, which was not the girl. What was the next part? Maybe the dinner. It wasn't the dinner table.
The mall scene, maybe?
It wasn't the mall scene.
Maybe it was the
mall scene's nothing.
Bar Santa.
It was the bar. It was the bar. They left and they didn't just leave.
They ran.
They did not want to see any more of that fucking movie so much that they sprinted out of the theater. I sat there and I looked at Forrest and I was like, and then he didn't even see it. So he was like, what the fuck?
I know.
I thought he saw it. So I went over and looked at him and smiled and nodded.
No, I thought you were just smiling like, it's a good movie, man. That's what I thought.
Because I know he wanted that shit to happen.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. And he's just like, what the fuck?
You know what? That would honestly, to like, if he had the mask, I mean, I guess maybe you can't wear masks in theaters anymore, but like to wear a mask like that in the theaters, just stand there, like after the movie's over, everyone's leaving, people might notice, but you just sit there.
Well, honestly, what I would do is that I would go mid-movie, bring a backpack, go to the bathroom, change, and then return. Because, like, they're probably not paying attention.
Yeah.
And then you sit down and you just...
See, I don't know. I think you're allowed to wear a mask now. I think the issue... I saw some people go to... they're dressed up as It or Pennywise for probably It Chapter 1 or 2, whatever. And they had to leave because they had balloons and shit. So you're not allowed to have that. So obviously that makes sense. What, like you're gonna have balloons in the fucking theater? Like
so yeah, now we're getting up to the end. Pretty much it's kind of rushed. Not rushed, but like we can rush through because
well actually I like that because 2 hours I think is a bit too long, but or I was feeling that way. And then she kind of wakes up, you know, there's a bunch of stress. She doesn't know what she's looking for. She doesn't know what she's looking for. She doesn't know what to do. She's looking for her brother, this and that. She's scared he's coming in, whatever. And she's scared Art's coming. and then all of a sudden she goes downstairs because she hears her aunt and uncle talking, saying like, fuck her, let's get her out of the house and shit. And but then ends up being Vicky.
That was a great scene.
And Art. And that's where I was like, hey, in terms of pacing, I'm questioning how they got there so fast, but I don't care because it woke me right up. And then from there to the end of the movie was entertaining watching all that. So,
well, how they got there so fast, you forget that she took a nap and she went to bed at like 10 and then she woke up at 2 a.m.
But like, so Vicky was just, she knew where to go. I have questions about just Jonathan's.
Well,
is he just,
what happened was her uncle went to go pick up Jonathan. So then I'm pretty sure they got in his car, took him to the house, and then killed him.
Yeah.
So that's how they found Sienna. So that makes sense. And then they just show up. So then, yeah. So what happened was her uncle went to go pick up Jonathan at the college. Jonathan's not there. Well, he's not at the college, but he's not at the house right now. And then her uncle is fucking on the wall, like, nailed to it and missing his head, and his head is on top of a Christmas tree. So there's screams and horror, and then her aunt is placed They knock her over the head. She falls unconscious, and then wakes up. She's strapped to a chair. Opposite of her is her aunt as well, strapped to a chair.
Yeah.
This is where the ending sequence begins to take place. We can see that there's a like birdcage sort of thing with a blanket or whatever on top of it. I guess in this, case, it's gonna like one of the demon Vicky will like take the thing off, and it's implied that this person first is
Gabby.
Let's say Gabby.
Lady Gaga.
But later they say no, actually it's Jonathan. Now,
which I don't
think
believe.
it's not the uncle for sure, but maybe it's the head from. So I'm thinking Jonathan. That's not Jonathan, because I feel like there was a lot of setup to his character in this movie, and there's no payoff.
Well, because he also wasn't there with his uncle either.
I'm thinking he's coming back for the next one, and maybe the head is the one that Art used when he was on the bus. Maybe he had that guy's head on him. He was kind of holding it.
I'm wondering if the head looked really small, because once they said it was Gabby, that's a little girl's head, and then they said like the brother, and that's a fully grown head, but it looked like a kid's head. I was wondering if it was that little girl's head that he killed from the cupboard.
Oh yes, it could be. It could be for sure.
Because, but yeah, so they tried to scare the mom by saying it was that girl's, her little daughter's head. So then they kill the mom of Gabby.
She gets the Matrix treatment with rats.
I think that rat sequence could have been done way better, because at first I was like, oh, this is fucked up. Like, the rats are going to be fucking going down her mouth or throat. But they kind of like bashed that, whatever that thing is, into her. So she's already dead. So by the time the rats go into her throat, I'm like, okay, she's already dead though. Doesn't really matter. So he should have did that after. Dead. Seemed like she was dead. Like, after you're getting that fucking hit into your throat like that, like, she was like so fucking gone.
No, she wasn't dead until they slit her throat. Because she was still like making sounds in her eyes. So she wasn't dead. And yeah, that kind of disturbed me. Like, to think like they put that in there and they'd probably be bashing her teeth and they're opening her mouth.
Yeah.
And making it like split here. And then they and the rats were huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So then they kill her, and then they reveal to Sienna that head wasn't Gabby, because I guess they were just trying to make the mom feel as fucking sad as she could when she died.
Yeah, maybe they were partly planning to possess her, because like I feel like they want to make people hopeless, and that happens in the scene near the end of it. But yeah.
Yeah, they try to possess Sienna. Doesn't work though.
They reveal Gabby.
Yes.
Gabby's still alive.
And Vicky's like, oh, it seems like she tries to possess Sienna at this point by like grabbing her throat. Sienna's eyes go yellow for a moment, but she fights it back. He's like, oh, it seems you care about this girl. That's your last bit of hope. Then starts walking towards Gabby. And that's a weird name.
Gabby.
And oh yeah, okay. So this is the part where there's a present, a gift.
Well, yeah, basically, they were talking about, like, there's always like they kind of talk throughout the movie, like her and her brother, anyways, of like, well, maybe that weapon will whatever. It kind of connects to two, like the sword, and I need that. So if he returns, I'm kind of confused why she wrapped it as a present.
I think she was going to give it to Gabby. There is a sword in there, and there's that scene where Vicky is like, oh, do you want to be the one to open it? And this is like your last request before they kill them. And Art walks by, slaps your fucking head.
He did it twice or three times.
I think it was 3 times.
Hilarious. So what it is she's sitting on this chair, and every time he walked by Sienna, he bitch slapped her in the back of the head.
It was trending, or not trending on Twitter, but there was there was like 5,000 likes on a post.
It was so fucking funny.
I know. Everybody, like a lot of people in theater were laughing at this. He keeps doing it throughout the scene. Just a random like fuck you.
I know, like Victoria's talking about all this menacing shit to Sienna, and she's like, "You're gonna die, and I'm gonna possess." Then Art just walks by.
Don't forget I'm here. Slap.
So yes. So then they're
Art
like,
breaks her hands.
So then I feel like if they lied about it being Gabby's head, they would lie about it being Jonathan's, just because they're going to kill Gabby so then they can possess her, but they have to make her hopeless. So they had to be like, oh, we killed Jonathan too.
Yeah, they did the same technique. The fact that they even did one was a lie, I don't believe, it's Jonathan's pretty much alive out there. He's probably held prisoner.
So the sword, is it like all powerful? Because why didn't Art die?
think it just really hurts him.
Well, yeah, I think because she was about to kill him. She's sitting on her chair. They're like, "Oh, you want your present before you die? Here, take it." Then Art smashes the fuck out of her hands with a hammer, and then he's like, "Now open it." So then she opens it. Now I don't understand how her hands miraculously were better, but
She's like, she apparently can heal, right?
yeah,
we
but
learned that
I
later.
don't think we saw healing.
We don't
hands.
see it there, no. But I guess, yeah.
So then there's a stupid choice too. But yeah, so then she gets the sword, she kills Victoria. Pretty quick.
Yep.
I think they're not fucking around with how powerful this sword is.
Yeah, the first thing she does is slice Art, and Art like reels back, and then she goes for Victoria, and it's a big stab in the. Oh yeah, no, it's like a beheading pretty much.
And then we get that fucking amazing fight scene between Art and almost said Vicky, Sienna.
Yes.
Really, what moment in it was funny? No, it wasn't funny. It was gross when she gets fucking, because he like, I think it's if I can't talk, his intestines are like around Sienna's mouth, and then she just bites through it.
Yeah, those are her uncle's intestines.
Yeah, she's just like, fuck this, bites through it. Everyone was like, what the fuck? She's covered in
Yeah.
blood. Oh, and she also got the fucking crown of thorns or whatever on her head too before.
Yeah, Victoria like pushed down the crown of thorns on her head, symbolized Jesus, because I guess this is really religious based. I
Yeah.
guess this is like classic angel, demons, God shit.
Yep.
But yeah, so then she fights Art. He has a chainsaw. She has the sword. Chainsaw against sword. Like this was like Deadliest Warrior. Like, what
Yeah, it
would
was
win,
pretty-
chainsaw
yeah.
or sword?
Yeah.
And,
pretty great.
She ends up getting the upper hand, but Gabby's an idiot, and she keeps looking at the because Victoria died, and she keeps like disintegrating, and she keeps like burning the floor, and Gabby just keeps looking at it.
Yeah, then she's looking at her mom and going like, "Are you alive?" Whatever.
And
Very
then
distracted.
Victoria's blood opens up a gateway to hell, pretty much.
Yeah, like her soul was returning back to hell, and that's just what happens. A big square opens.
So Gabby's holding on for her life, but Sienna has the upper hand on Art, stabbed him.
Mm.
So now she has a choice: Gabby or kill Art.
Yeah, then she goes and saves Gabby. Really, in a really fucked up way too, because she has to like turn the sword around. Her hands are already fucking mangled. She has to hold the sharp part of the blade.
It was one of the dumbest things, honestly, I've ever seen.
Was there? There's got to be a better solution.
There was 100% a piece of wood somewhere.
I know,
You
there was.
like-
That's what I was thinking, like a broom, like anything.
and then she does the stupid thing. She has to hold the blade while Gabby holds the handle, and she just can't do it, and Gabby falls. And I'm like, there was definitely a better answer.
And I will say, because of that portal that opened up, looked a lot like the portal in her dad's room. If you notice that one scene, or whatever, there's like red. So I feel like she's gonna probably find that room or something in the next one.
Yeah, because it's already confirmed. Terrifier 4. It's been announced.
Terrifier goes to hell.
But yeah, supposedly Terrifier is going to make more money this weekend than Joker, too.
Yeah, the first movie, just the first showing, Thursday, I think, or whatever, it made more money than the second one did, or almost more money.
Yeah, like this has a $2 million budget. It's going to make fucking money.
Oh yeah.
So
for
yes.
Sure.
So then it all wraps up with Gabby's gone, Art escaped, Sienna's sad, no word from Jonathan. So a lot of questions.
We see Art just kind of like chilling in a bus stop. Gets on a bus.
He's back. He's back. He's doing good. You see that he still got it.
And he does that creepy smile.
And she vows to find him again. It's kind of a cliffhanger-ish.
Yeah. So honestly, final reviews. I enjoyed this movie a lot. And Tom Savini was in it. We saw Tom. He was on the TV. Tom Savini, of fame from being a great VFX, visual special effects artist for the Friday the 13th movies. He also starred in, he was in Robert Rodriguez's, what the fuck is that movie called with the titty club? From Dusk Till Dawn. He was also in Machete. Tom Savini. He's big.
Worked a
He's
lot
famous.
with Greg Nicotero. He's worked a lot with George Romero. A lot of those movies.
He designed a lot of stuff for Jason. He's also he's an icon in the industry. So yes. But honestly, I give this movie an 8. Really enjoyed it. The story it built on the story that they're creating. I don't know much about it yet. There was just so much here to enjoy. And there was a lot of like spectacular shots from the movie. There was a lot of cool special effects. There was a lot of inventiveness. The acting was a lot better. It looked better. Like we said, there was some shots that looked like they were like a fucking beautiful picture. Art is as entertaining as he's always been, but now we got Victoria, who was also super like a huge surprise, and it was awesome. So yes, I give this movie an 8. It did have its fault. I felt that there was some pacing issues at times. There was some of the cast that was iffy for me, but the ones that were really good, and the ones that were bad were like, eh. And then there was some things that didn't go places, like entering the frat house. There was the girl who had her podcast. There was like the uncle wanting Sienna out. We didn't get to see all that stuff, so I was kind of upset about it. I wanted to see like those little things play out, and we had the time. Honestly, it was a 2-hour movie, and there was some dead space. So yes, that's my rating, an 8.
Yep, I'd agree. For me, it's a ever increasing scale. I like the first one, like the second one better, and the third one's even better than that for me. Yeah, I've same strange oddities where yes, certain things don't go anywhere. Jonathan is not resolved in this, and there's that scene that we can talk about as well where she has a memory, whatever, of this angel looking statue with like a whip and whipping this like demon guy with like a metal helmet, and he's like hammering at an anvil, making maybe the sword. I don't know, but he's hammering at something. And I'm because the scene before that was her father, I'm thinking that thing is her father just being put to work.
If you watch the Ninth Circle, that a lot of demons look like that. And I think a lot of this story is going to be based off of some of the ideas he's originally had. Because there's a lot of those like in those shorts, like there's little moments, like even the bus scene at the end of this movie literally was like the Ninth Circle where Art is just sitting there, the kind of the bus station.
That's what she was reading.
Yeah, we can watch those. It's the Ninth Circle and All Hallows Eve.
And Terrifier, Chills on 11. It's a short.
Yeah, it's short. It's a short.
Same rating, probably. I like if you like Terrifier 2, go watch this one for sure. It's good.
I give it 8 out of 10. I was just thinking.
Yeah.
I love the Christmas feel of it.
Yeah, that was nice. I did enjoy the
I love the
Christmas feel.
characters of it. I love that it took place in a house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I like the environment.
Yeah.
Because it reminded me of like Violent Night a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah.
And I love that Tom Savini had a cameo in here.
That's true.
I mean Ryan McKnight.
Ryan McKnight.
Looks a lot like Ryan McKnight, anyways.
Yeah, which is crazy because like he's a new news anchor too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Yeah, I like Ryan McKnight. He does some good newscasting. He's one of the fun, like he's one of those anchors you can kind of relate to. He kind of has like those good stories that he like tells on the news, and he like shows little things, and he actually has a personality, which is pretty awesome.
I agree.
And what's your thoughts first?
I have so many thoughts on like what I would rate this. I think I have to go with a 6.
Get the tomatoes. Get the tomatoes.
It's gonna match my review for the first one, and then my second review, the Terrifier 2, I'd rate like a 5. I think. Like I think that these movies are different than what I thought it was. So that's why to me, like Terrifier 1 to me is like a classic. This is going a totally different direction. The second one threw me off, where I hated it. Like I'm not a fan of the second one, but the third one actually told those stories and all that pretty well. Where I'm like, okay, so I can accept this for being different in what it is. It's not a slasher like I thought it was. You know, like really cool horror stories and whatever. This clown, this creepy clown, you know, going whatever.
So one of slashers really cool stories.
Well, it's just more like Michael Myers. It's a very simple story. It's like, and you can.
It's not a really cool story.
Like you can kind of tell more grounded, I don't know, real stories. And I think that
him and his realism. I hate it.
But and I think that with this, it's just made to be like popcorn entertainment kind of thing. So
what's wrong with it? You know what? You said the first one was a classic and you rated it a 6. You don't even know what you're talking about. I'm just always, you know what? I've switched. I'm not trying to be artsy fartsy. I don't care about this shit. If I'm basing it upon a scale of how entertained I was,
yeah,
and where I was into it and how much I thought about the discrepancies, and honestly, I had a lot of fun. So it was like an 8, but there was some points where I was like, well. So
yeah, my rating is a 6.
Okay, well
So
we're gonna
look at that.
Look at that. Terrifier 3, our man
Joker 2.
art.
Historic fall.
You know what? Joker 2 tried too hard to make art, but Terrifier 2 brought art, baby. So there we go. A round of applause for Terrifier 3 taking the lead over Joker 2.
Yep.
The biggest joke was that Joker 2 was a movie. Okay, thanks everybody for coming. Empty Minds. As always, I've been the biggest budge, the big Imperial Budge. You can find me at twitch.tv/Big Budge, as well as we got Empty Minds 4B, we got Fields Apart, and now we got Mini Minds,
That's
the
right.
newest, hottest channel sweeping YouTube. Yeah, it's a great.
Go check it out.
Please go check it out. There'll be links in the description for all of this, hopefully. And it's a fun channel where we all play party games, you know, not video games, like board games, and it's very interactive, and there's games where you can play along with us too and see if you can match up. So please go check out Mini Minds.
You can find me on YouTube as Film Tyrant, also John Odds on Twitch, John Odd on YouTube as well. Go check out Mini Minds. First video just came out. Find Bobbity, or Brand over there is Bobbity188 on Twitch.
I want some of these fucking fries, man. Look at this. There's still a bunch of fries. How?
I eat the Krabby Patty. You know what? I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of the Thousand Eyes. Thousand Eyes. Yeah, Thousand Eyes Restrict.
Oh, is that who you were talking about that one time?
It was
Restrict?
1,000 miles
relinquished.
island.
Relinquished.
No, he was talking about some horse with an eye.
Okay.
Yeah, no one can find the card. It doesn't exist. He's a centaur, not man
Makes no
horse.
sense. He's Frieza.
Oh, isn't the card blue? Maybe not. Is there the color green on him? The chest, green or red or something?
This all sounds like Guy of the Fierce Knight.
I vaguely remember the card. Yeah. Doesn't Ryan McKnight look familiar?